ridiculous. Morning, Rob. Nasdaq's up about 0.75%. We had yesterday with a higher volume day than the day before. Less breadth on the day as well. Indicates a little bit of support. And today we have that right there, which isn't too bad. My internet's all jacked up today. I don't know what the heck's going on. Had to go incognito to sign into YouTube. Won't even let me sign in on my current normal profile. Just said, oops. I click on the sign in button. It goes, oops. What the hell? All right, so let's check on market trend. We should have had another distribution day yesterday. Should be 5 distribution days. 5 distribution days. Okay, so that's normal. But yeah, we did hold the we held the Bollinger Bands for whatever that's worth yesterday. INMD here a little bit, chopping up some. ENDP still trying to squeeze out of its range, not giving up yet. And a lot of things yesterday. Had some rebounding patterns. Visa ended up kind of a little where we ended up the day before. Did they have it closing down there? Oh, no, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, closed in line with where it closed the day before. Gotcha. Okay, so that's not too bad for Visa. Volume's not really indicative of any bottoming action yesterday. We had lower volume significantly than the day before, but not too bad. Yesterday, maybe later in the day, could have been a day to take a flyer, and then the gap up today. Light, INMD. NVIDIA. So a little bit of trepidation here, but they're willing to hold the market, which is good. You can still see there's a tremendous amount of selling pressure available on the NASDAQ, especially with these two large candles here. Still, most of the higher volume candles, pretty much most of the year, have been selling candles. There have been several higher volume bottom candles, which are these two right there. Looks like one right there, which didn't lead to much movement at all. Another high volume bottoming candle. High volume selling. Most high volume selling, a little bit of high volume buying right there, but that didn't lead very far. So nothing out of the ordinary. If we were to go low volume and start turning right back up on the NASDAQ, that would actually be normal. As odd as that sounds. How's Tesla doing? Tesla doing fine. OKTA still chopping around this area. Came down the other day, looking a lot like Visa. Actually able to rally further yesterday than Visa. Coming in a little bit this morning. Mongo down a few more percent. Big day. Big day yesterday. Started off low, came all the way back through today. Running back down, so we're in choppy mode right now. Always difficult to make good trades in this environment. Recommendation is cash for the time being. Could change very quickly, though. You start to see some nice reversal patterns, even some intradays, maybe some coiling setups. But sometimes these things just run straight back up when you've been in a little sell-off. Visa, for me, is kind of a good bellwether for everything. It's doing relatively well. It's really not doing too bad. The sell-off yesterday, or the day before yesterday, volume was okay. It's a little bit high, but loosely manageable. That was the day after Thanksgiving, though, so probably pretty high in context with the holiday. So yeah, I think a little bit of patience is warranted here. Otherwise, you may get yourself in some trouble as the market kind of whipsaws people around. Recent leaders, AMD rallying back. Check out the global watch list. Some oil names up here today. SOI back down near support at the $10 level, going on the weekly chart. That goes back a long time. That could be a an opportunity. A 10% stop loss for maybe a much larger potential reward. Looks like you're looking at that way over there. We got that general longer term trend line. This one obviously never came to fruition, not even close. So there's 9.9. And we're kind of holding it so far. Could argue that's your support, which is oddly enough on the screen on my daily chart, which is pretty good. So SOI, need to do a little bit more homework on this guy, but leading the charge today. Volume's pretty good, up at recent resistance. Also some moving averages. Have to get through that 50-day to really start getting healthy and maybe make a go for it. You see over here, last time it was down here, crossed the 50 and had a nice move up. So SOI, that could be on a actionable list, some kind of a turnaround play. CLR, also a turnaround play, recent double bottom action the past couple of months. Other than that, looks like we're just doing some chop this morning. I do still like that win setup generally. All right, so TNA with that bull flag the other day hasn't really gone very far. We broke out in pretty decent fashion. Nice higher volume candle, and then rolled over in worse volume. So not super great right there. And Skyworks just tied up here, looking really good. And there's ENDP with a potential turnaround setup. I think this is the only thing I still own, other than Tesla. Alta. Skyworks keeps popping up on my radar. Yeah, so far, after yesterday's action into today's, it doesn't look like there's a tremendous amount of stuff to do. I like this. This SOI pattern's pretty intriguing. Have to wait and see how the day plays out on that one, though. Other than that, we're kind of still in waiting mode. So far from what it looks like. Ping recent IPO. Looks like it wants to get on with the program. It's got quite a few nice green days right there. Still working its way above. There's your IPO breakout level right there at 21. So we're still above that. So not too bad. Volume's not fantastic, but it's at least still holding up. ZTO, AAXN, Winnebago. Transport's unfortunately back into the channel. That's not a good sign. Mossy, maybe trying to break up out of that little pattern it's in. Maybe. Very light volume the past few days. And then, well, past week and a half. And then back to more normal volumes over here. Domino's Pizza failing the high. Alibaba trying to get back up. Looks like a pullback all the way back into the breakout point. Almost. Yesterday at the open. Right there. Could be an opportunity to load up, but take two curling over. Anik Regeneron. I don't mind this HEI chart right here with this little flag it's been forming. That's a pocket pivot yesterday. Yeah. Pocket pivot there. Couple of pocket pivots over here. So HEI. Get jiggy with it. I like it. Create alert over the high of the day. That could be a good one. You can see here on HEI. Just extreme uptrend generally. Still above that 200-day moving average.
Bye-bye, Dada.
You out of here? Give me a hug. Have a great day. Be kind to people.
Okay.
Ethan, hug.
Bye-bye, Dada.
Love you. Have a great day.
I think I said night-night.
Close enough. Have a great day. Be kind to people.
Okay.
Close the door, please. And what's down here today? We got CRM. MongoDB down a little bit today. Not really bouncing back. Work firmly lower. OKTA. See, SLV not really getting the bounce yesterday, which is odd. Nice is not looking so nice. Head and shoulders pattern. And Tesla's not doing too bad. So ring yesterday on the breakout looks like so far we're holding that. How did our volume end up? Not great. Not great at all. Definitely holding well off of some supportive lows at the bottom of this trend line. Ring probably, at least right now, the best looking chart because it's kind of an early breakout situation. There's just no volume yesterday that really stepped in. At least no major volume. Keep in mind that most of the, well, I won't say most of, in quite a few circumstances, most of the volume steps in after hours pop, implying a dark pool trading settlement onto the volume of the exchange. So that's probably what happened over here, right there. Dark pool settlement. But bringing a pretty short list right now. Any pullback in BEP could be bought easy. And Fortinet still not really going too far. Handily breaking out of that pattern, pulling back yesterday, and you can see on my 5-minute chart on the bottom right there, just straight up. Elevated volume situation yesterday. They just ate it. Fortinet back to being a leader. So market up 0.68%. Hasn't gone very far this morning at all. Of course, it's only been up about 22 minutes. Regeneron seems to be working away very nicely from our lower base down here after the break of the 50. Just working very nicely. A nice low volume situation. Looks like we're going to get back up to this trend line here with a quickness, at least most likely. FTNT, yeah. So the guy that does pocket pivots, yeah, he actually has different classifications for pocket pivots. I should write them down. I have not. Yeah, this there's a term for this. It's like a coming back from the bottom pocket pivot or something like that, or it's not a green day, and yeah, I would actually argue loosely. Well, although you have this red day, okay, so I may not qualify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8 days prior to this day. So it's definitely a good day. But I would argue that, yes, you are correct. That would be a pocket pivot if it were above the prior 9 days. This is the 8th day. So this would negate it right here. But yeah, I would say you're correct. It is a form of a pocket pivot. And there's different kinds of pocket pivots too. See if I can find the definitions of them. There's a bunch of them. I have to find it another day, but yeah, pocket pivots. Oops. 0.75 on the NASDAQ, kind of back down to where we closed the other day. Hey, what's up, Eli? Opportunities to buy? Yeah, maybe at some point. I mean, yesterday at the bottom, obviously, probably would have been a good opportunity to buy, but wasn't really looking to buy down there. I haven't really seen too much I'm super interested in. I don't mind the NASDAQ itself right now, actually. I'm not too mad at that. We do have SOI off some extreme lows. If you look at the weekly pattern in SOI, Eli, you got basically risk is a little bit deep, but with a crazy potential reward. Your risk is down here, about 10% for 40, 50% potential reward there on a swing trade if it gets back up. It's made that trip a few times already for SOI. Just noticed that one this morning. Ping's looking pretty good. Recent IPO. That one's kind of still extending from the base. It's a little bit extended to get involved, of about 9%. But so far, I think they're liking the China trade situation. There's got to be some insiders that know something. I'm pretty sure. I can't say this for certain, but pretty sure Trump has given some insider information to some Wall Street people probably, and they're making appropriate bets. We're seeing moves ahead of stuff, and anyway, we've had some nice moves here recently. I don't see any reason to give it quite up yet. I'll buy an IPO out of an IPO base, Eli. I won't buy an IPO on the first day. So Ping, for instance, I don't own it, but I mean it's one of the few that's actually working in the market. Here's your IPO base buy point right there. But you could possibly buy it off of the gap up here as it gets higher on earnings. You could have bought it somewhere down here, or on a breakup of a little situation, something like that. Tomato, potato. Exactly. That's what I say all the time. Tomato, potato. Light Pi, Xilinx. So Skyworks holding up relatively well. I'm not sure if it's good enough to take a position in right now, but it is holding up well. Pretty much above most of these trend lines. Holding that top one actually. And that will get us back up to these highs in time. Working out. EVR, actually not too bad there in that declining wedge situation. So a few potential opportunities, nothing I'm massively excited about, although you have these nice, yesterday was a nice reversal day for a lot of stocks, Nvidia included. Just a gapped way down, and then they just bought it right up at that low right there. So that could have been a nice situation for Nvidia, but I'm not very, I don't have a lot of, haven't really attempted to buy those situations. I'd like to find a way to get into those because you can get some really good reversals on those, like really good. I have to try to find a way to identify them. But most everything else still within its general pattern, which is a lot are firmly in uptrends and others are kind of just chopping around. HEI has a nice possibility on a break. Come on. On a break through that little flag, which it looks like it's is starting to attempt to do yesterday with a pocket pivot off the low right there. So HEI been in a massive uptrend. A little bit red lately, but the volume's coming back down to normal level. So if that can blast off, that could be a good trade right there for HEI. That one's not too bad. Higher low, bounce off the 50-day moving average yesterday. Anyway, X1 I've recently been interested in. Looks like, let's see what it's doing today. All right, so yesterday it bounced off of lows, and we're kind of coming right back. So a higher low here. Look at all the moving averages today at the same point. almost at the same cent. Pretty close. 101.91 to within the same 20-cent range. That's awesome. 3 moving averages. It's really good. I don't know what it means, but is it the spear of profit or the spear of doom? Which one? I'm not sure. Not quite sure. But interesting on the... Okay, so the 10-day is the one that's above, then your 20-day, and your 50 and your 200. So the 10 days broken up above these other moving averages. So could be a buy signal for AYX right there. And Regeneron, which is still working great after this, from this low down here back in October. So a few things doing. DDOG, another IPO that similar to, what is it, Ping? Similar to Ping, but not participating in the upside direction as much right there. That was your potential buy point right there. So we failed that. And this one not being able to bounce, so that's showing definitely some weakness, where Ping is the opposite. It looks like it's moving in the other direction. So pretty good there for Ping. So MongoDB was on sale for you, Eli. I almost picked you up some. There's a Black Friday sale on it. Looks like it bounced back a little bit. And Tesla's doing good. So not too much. Silver and gold, oddly enough, not really rallying much at all. We looked at it yesterday. We did gap up a little bit, but then today with a big gap down. So I'm not sure if the market's going to fall off a cliff here if you're not going to get gold and silver attempting a rally. Not that that's a prerequisite, but it's always a good kind of counterintuitive sign there. You're going to say Spear of Profit? Okay, Rob. I'm not mad at Spear of Profit. Which one was that again? I'll be clear as day when I see it, but right now I can't think of it. Where the heck is it? It's not AYX, is it? Oh, it is AYX. Yeah, it's AYX. There you go. Yeah, so actually not in a bad spot. Pull back. You're bouncing back a little bit yesterday, and even the day before yesterday on the big red day, you can see all the red came here and the rest of it was green. Then they pushed it down. Then they bought it back up at the lows there. Now we're kind of back higher. So technical buy point still at the 114 area. Tighter action would be better. HEI. Just got an alert on HEI. Attempting to take out that trend line as it was sitting right underneath it. And you can see right here on the 5-minute chart, we're not close to the trend line. So dichotomy between the daily and the 5-minute chart, definitely interesting. How does TradingView do this so much better? Well, I'm never going to find the end. Okay, there we go. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I don't think they've ever like redone Thinkorswim, ever. There we go. Okay, so that's our trend line. So our alert level should be here. I think it's still the same desktop application. They've done some Windows updates, obviously, but I haven't seen a design change since I started using this long time ago. So, all right, we'll see if we can get above that in HEI. NASDAQ still 0.75%. Still just sitting there. SOI. Wherever the heck that is. Still holding up there. Still off of those, still right there off those lows. That's a good one. Not too bad. So nothing's really changed here. That SOI, I do like that for a nice bottom play. That one's pretty good. All right, guys, well, I'm going to get out of here. 8:05, got to get ready for the show. And Bitcoin is going through some undulations. Spike up, big BART up on the overnight session. And then, but already closing well back down. So that could just be another potential shorting opportunity on BTC, which as of late has just been super tight and then just went all over the place. So. All right, guys, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. I'll try to be here a little bit earlier. I was running into some issues with YouTube and my computer. I'm going to have to do some Windows maintenance. Yay. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.